Welcome to this week's video, just a slightly better place to film from the Waxwings. As soon as I saw that they've been spotted in this churchyard, I thought it'd be just a slightly more better aesthetic, better place to film from. So it looks as if they're high up in this beech tree, probably feeding on the mistletoe. The downside is they're quite high up, so it's very difficult to get a good view of them. My anticipation with being it's quite a rural position, this church, that I would have a really quite quiet filming session. The road that passed the church was a very quiet one, but the sounds of the birds, this Mistletoe Thrush seemed to be really quite antsy about the fact that these foreign visitors were in his backyard eating the berries. All of the Waxwings is not so dominant, it's quite a little trill, whereas the aggravated Mistletoe Thrush was really quite alarming. But he seemed to single-handedly try and keep them away from his prize. It was an extremely windy day, and with spells of glorious sunshine and then slightly overcast, which made a bit of a challenge for the filming. And the birds, well, they were clinging on to the branches and then periodically coming down to feed. And with my previous filming in Farnham, with the deciduous tree with no leaves, it was very easy to see them feed. But here, you were trying to pick them out amongst the evergreen leaves. Most of the time they were buried themselves in, and it was trying to find that occasional time when they were sat on the outside and it was clear view to film them. And for me, the size of the mistletoe fruit, well, almost filled his mouth. Very, very similar to Farnham. They were sat up high on the tree, but here, with the blue sky behind, it made for a much better filming. So the pattern was very, very similar. They occasionally flew off across the road to another tree to perch and then would return. But a lot of the time, this tree seemed to be the perch and feeding. They would sit high up on the branches and then come down onto the mistletoe. You can see where the droppings have landed on the branches. Mistletoes are often considered a pest that kills the trees, devaluing the natural habitat. Mistletoe species grow on a wide range of host trees, and some experience some side effects, including growth stunting, and a heavy infestation has been known to kill the host tree. I filmed for the first hour or so within the grounds of the church, but I realised the direction of the sun and also the wind might be better if I moved out and around. And to the side of the church there was a car park, which, although not a great aesthetic to film from, but it just gave me a slightly better view of the tree and the birds facing into the sun, facing into the wind. Many of the churches in this country are built on pagan sites, and it made me think about whether the berries had any significance in that religion, and it was seen that the berries were a symbol of male fertility. And as for the Romans, they associated the mistletoe with peace and love, and it was to be hung over the doorways to protect the household. In Western culture, it's associated with Christmas, with lovers expected to kiss beneath the mistletoe. The tradition in Victorian England dictated that a man was allowed to kiss any woman standing beneath the mistletoe, and that bad luck would befall any woman who refused the kiss conveniently. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe, and as always, it'd be great for you to join me for a cup of coffee in the next one.